Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with some zipper tape and some zipper pulls that I just got in the mail. So I wanted to show them off with and talk to you a little bit about the collaboration between Hissy Fit Fabrics and Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts. Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts has printed some stunning zipper tape that coordinates and or matches the Hissy Fit Celebrate 50 round. So I am super excited to show them this vinyl with this zipper tape and Celebrate 50 pulls, to show them to you in action together and chat about a new pattern, chat about all the stuff that I'm using, and just hang with you for a couple of hours. It's probably gonna be a longer video, this one, and I'm not going to include everything in this video because it looks like it might be a little, it's looking like it's gonna be a longer project than my last one, but totally worth it. So today I'm sewing Ujama baguettes. You know, I'm a big fan of their shop, and I'm sewing one that I've been eyeing since I got an email that it has released. It's the Paraska bag. It's a handbag that converts into crossbody or backpack. It looks really cool. It's a circle bag. You know, circle bags are all the rage these days, and I've already done one last week or 2 weeks ago, and this is a different style than that one, but still a circle bag. So I'm excited to see how this one turns out. I have my fabric cut and interfaced. The pattern that's called for fusible fleece interfacing as well, I have skipped that. So if you want the softer loftiness of the bag as intended, you definitely need to add that. I'm going to be using the Hissy Fit vinyl from the Celebrate 50 round, interfaced with the Wizardry Stitchery and Craft cotton soft interfacing. I have posted a video about their interfacing, about the Geeky Fuse interfacing, so I'll link that in the description below if you want to hear more about it and how you can get some, and how it compares to other interfacings. So this is what I have cut. I'm going to be lining the bag with waterproof canvas that's not interfaced with anything, and of course all the zippers, all the hardware, and everything that I'm using outside of vinyl and waterproof canvas are coming from Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts. The vinyl is from Hissy Fit, and as always, link to everything that I'm using, including little gadgets and whatnot, will be in the description below. So if you're interested in making a Paraska handbag with me today, or just hang around and chat, keep on watching. So we're going to start. I have my pattern here, so my apologies, I've never made this one. Shocker, right? I've never made it before, so it's my first time making it. I do need to follow the pattern a little bit because I don't know it by heart yet. I usually tend to learn a pattern. If I do it once, I pretty much know the steps, but this one I've never made it, so I do want to have the pattern help here by my side. The pattern does start with teaching you how to prepare the strap, the guitar strap. I'm not going to include that in this video, but I do plan on making the guitar strap that you can use for this pattern and others in a separate video. This way I can link that one to any other videos that require a strap. So that's gonna come in a separate video. For this time I'm skipping that, and we're going to treat this project like a handbag. So we're going to put just the handles in this video. So definitely a usable project. It just won't have the strap to make it convertible into a backpack or crossbody. So we're going to start by making the handles. The pattern does call for hardware that is 1.5 or 1.25. I only have hardware that's 1 inch wide, so I've made slight adjustments. I will make slight adjustments to the strap, but other than that, we should be good. I did not change the size of the handle because this one doesn't require any hardware. So it's cut as per the pattern. And we're going to start by grabbing one of the handles and using my amazing Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts double-sided tape. This is the non-water soluble one. Can you believe it? I'm almost done with that roll, and these rolls are big. Like, I cannot live without this tape. I told Melissa the other day, send me the water soluble one to test it out. But know that I will be brutally honest about it. Like, if it's not the same stickiness as this one, I'm not interested in having a relationship with that double-sided tape. Like, no, nope, this is amazing, and if it's not like this, it's not good enough. I don't have it yet, but it's coming, so I will test it out for you. I forgot to put my middle marking. So we're going to start by doing the handle and marking 2.5 inches in the center, because this is a 5-inch wide piece. So we're going to mark the center like so. I will try to make this video not super long, but given all the pockets it has, it's probably going to be longer than an hour, probably closer to 2, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. So now it looks pretty straightforward. It's not super complicated, but I know a lot of you like to have like a visual of the pattern or just hang with me and chat, so I figured you will enjoy this one. Plus, I do like the mission behind the Ujama Baguette pattern makers. You can find them on Etsy, you can find them on Facebook. Make sure you like their Facebook page. Oh, and these pattern, this one, the Paraska, and 2 more. There's a Riley tote and another one. I want to say Anna, I'm not sure. There's another one. All that information is available on their Facebook page. They will be on sale for Mother's Day, because all these 3 patterns are inspired by the designer's grandmothers. So as a tribute to them, they're putting this pattern on sale. So if you like to grab them, make sure that you check out the Facebook page. So now I'm bringing the other side in here. I am using vinyl, and I'm also using an industrial sewing machine. So keep in mind that at one point these handles will be 8 layers thick, and they will go on top of another layer of vinyl. So if you feel your sewing machine is not going to be happy about that, I encourage you to use cotton woven for the handles instead of vinyl. So I'm marking on both sides. 8.25 inches. Yeah, maybe I should go, no, 8.5, sorry, 8.5. So 8.5 inches on both sides, and this will create the roll handle. So now you want to bring in this and fold it one more time. Here is where the 4 layers are. So we're going to fold this one more time. So now we have a strap that is 1.25 inches, I believe. Yes, a little over 1 inch wide. I'm using the fairy floss thread right now while I'm waiting for the matching Celebrate 50 thread that's coming from Wizardry. It's not in yet, so for now fairy floss will do, but it looks very pretty. But once that thread comes in, I will definitely show you a project with it, because we have Wizardry has fairy floss tape coming, matching all this. I'm stitching with about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Again, I have no issues with this because it's an industrial machine and a big needle, but if you're using a domestic machine, I highly encourage you to make this step, the handles, with cotton woven, because there will be many layers, especially where the outside pocket is. All right. Now where you have your 8.5 inch marking, you want to start folding the rolled hem. So see, this is what I was saying. This is going to become an 8-layer situation right now. So keep that in mind. I'm just folding it in half, so now it's about 1/2 inch, a little over 1/2 inch. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing this and you still want to make the vinyl, just leave it, I lost my marking, that's why I was remeasuring. Just leave it open, don't make it a rolled handle. It is what it is, not a big deal. It's just gonna be a regular handle, if you're more comfortable like that. I am going to try it, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that the marking is still here. Okay, so I'm gonna go and stitch through the 8 layers right now and hope for the best. Again, keep in mind that this might work better in your case with cotton woven. I don't think even all industrial machines would be able to handle this thickness. I also interfaced the handle, maybe I should have skipped that, with the woven interfacing, just to eliminate any vinyl stretching. Not bad, not bad at all. It worked, but again, not sure if it would work on all industrial, and I don't think it would work with vinyl on a domestic machine. So if you're using vinyl, either leave it unrolled, so skip this middle part, just leave it open, or just use cotton woven. So this is one handle. We're gonna go ahead and create the second handle, and then we'll work on the front pocket. Both handles are now finished, so let's set those aside for now. We're going to be creating the tabs for the crossbody right now and the backpack one. So you should have 3 pieces of, in my case, vinyl, that we're going to be using to create the holders, like the D-ring holders, so-called D-ring holders. So let's start by pressing the raw edges, just like we did the strap, only we're going to be pressing just one time. If you want, you can definitely use some double-sided tape to hold it in place. This will yield 3/4 of an inch connector, but I do have 1 inch hardware. That's okay. It just gives it a little more wiggle room. So I'm just sewing all around, and you can see the inside is left raw. Okay. So now you just take your D-ring. In my case, I'm using this stunning castle connector because it coordinates with the print and the zipper pulls beautifully. So this is the rainbow finish. I'm just sliding it to the bottom part that has the connector. There you go. So I'm sliding it through the slit that's on the bottom and just stitching it down. You can also use rivets to hold it in place. Maybe I'll rivet it after, but for now we'll just stitch it down. So you should have 2 of these connectors with either D-ring or fancy connectors for the side strap. So these will be the ones I'll use for my side strap, and then I'll do one more, and this will be the one that I'll use for the back. Again, I'm folding towards the center and I'm stitching it all around. And I have run out of 1 inch D-rings. I can't believe it. Like, this is unreal. I've used way too many apparently. I have no more rainbow 1 inch D-rings. So I'm going to be using for the backpack part, because I think it works just as fine. I'm going to use a rectangle ring instead. I didn't put my disclaimer at the beginning of the video, but I'm pretty sure you all know it by now. I am not a professional bag maker. These are not tutorials meant to replace the designer's tutorials. These are mainly just for me to show you that it can be done. By non-pro, by amateur bag makers, you can do it. Just take one step at a time and see, work with what you have. I have 1 inch hardware. I'm going to use 1 inch hardware, and it's not going to be the end of the world. So I just slide it in my case, rectangle ring. This is also from Wizardry. This is the welded. It's so pretty, so shiny. So I just slide it in and close it up. Same thing as I did before. Up next, we're going to start working on adding all the pockets to the bag. So there's 4 circles you should have, 2 for the outside, 2 for the inside. All of them will get 1 pocket, either a zipper pocket or a slip pocket, but they will all have a pocket. So let's put those aside. This will be the backpack one. Okay, we're good there. let's start working on the pocket. So we'll start first with the lining, and you should have 2 circles for the lining. Now this is the other side. And you should have an extra lining circle. So at this point, you should have, wait, after you cut your fabric, 3 lining circles. One will become a pocket. So either one of your choosing will become a pocket simply by folding it in a half moon shape. So fold it down, wrong sides together, and top stitch the folded part. And I think I can now show you the fairy floss Tex 80 much better now because it's on a solid background. Oh, it's so pretty, this thread. My bobbin thread is the Tex 80 rose gold or dusty gold, and my top thread is, can you see it? It is so pretty. That's the fairy floss. Okay, so see, you have your first pocket. So now take one of your circles and lay your pocket on it, matching the raw edges. So I'm gonna put a couple of pins and just stitch it down around the raw edges. I'm stitching this down with 1/4 of an inch-ish seam allowance. The pattern does follow a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, so I know then my stitching here will be enclosed afterwards. So now you can decide if you want a separation for your pocket, you want one big pocket, it's up to you. So you have the option right now to put a stitch in the center, which I'm probably going to do. So I'm just finding the center and we're going to put a little crease right there, like this. So now I have my center markings. I'll just stitch through all the layers. This way it will put like a separation in the pocket. You don't have to, it's up to you. You know what you need these pockets for. Super cute. This is what it looks like. Finished. So one circle finished. Let's do the zipper pocket on the other lining circle. So for that, take your other lining, take your 2 pieces of inside zipper pocket, and you also have one facing. There's one narrower and one thicker. So for this one, I'm using the narrower one for the inside pocket. So what you want to do is mark your facing with the measurements given in the pattern, 1 inch on both sides, 3/8 of an inch from the bottom, and 3/8 of an inch wide if you're using a number 3 zipper. If you're using a number 5 zipper for the inside pocket as well, then you would need this rectangle to be 1/2 inch tall. In my case, I'm using number 3 zipper for the first time ever. I've never used a number 3 zipper before. So I'm going to be using this one, also from Wizardry, with a matching number 3 zipper pull in a gold castle punch out. Super cute. I don't have rainbow, so gold will have to do, but it's so pretty. So for the number 3, the coils are smaller. Very pretty. Okay, I have my markings done on the back of the facing, so now I need to place the facing 2 1/8 or 4 from the top. Okay, 4 from the top. Let's center it first. I'm going to mark my center by folding it like so. And then I'm going to find the center of my facing. So we're going to match the center there and mark 4 inches down. Okay, so this is my 4-inch ruler, and it's going to be here. 4 inches where from the top line that we drew, not the edge of the... So not the edge of the facing, but the top line that we drew right here. So 4 inches there. Perfect. So now you're gonna go ahead and stitch all around that rectangle. Through the 2 layers. I like at the corner to have my needle down in the corner if possible. This way it's easier to pivot. Beautiful. What you want to do next is put a slit through the stitching through the rectangle, and it's easier with the seam ripper. And just do the slit in the center. I'm gonna leave your little Y there at the end. I'll show you a close-up. Here you want to stitch those Y's towards the corners, as close to the corner as possible without, of course, snipping it. So this is what you want to do. Okay, and now you're gonna pull your facing towards the back. So now the facing is wrong sides together on the back of the bag, on the back of the lining. Give it a good press if you're not using waterproof canvas. If you're using waterproof canvas like I am, a little finger press, maybe a clip, just to press those edges that you turned. And if you see that your when you turn it's not super crisp in the corner, that means you didn't go far enough. So just do a little bigger snip. And there you go. A little finger press there, or a couple of clips to hold it in place, since I can't press it. So this is what it looks like from the outside, and this is from what it looks like from the wrong side. So now you want to take your zipper and one of your pockets and place your zipper like so on the bottom, with the right side of the zipper up and the right side of the pocket lining up, and stitch that down. I won't repeat these same steps again for the back, but I will add the back zipper pocket on the main. Exactly following the same steps with just the change of measurement here because I'll be using a bigger zipper. So now you want to take this piece, this is the right side, this is the right side, you're gonna flip it and place it on the bottom here where the facing is. So from the right side you will see your zipper here. You will see the right side of the lining and the right side of the zipper bag. Okay, so you want to stitch this. If it's easier to add a little strip of water-soluble stabilizer, little strip of double-sided tape, you could. If you just want to use your fingers to hold it, you can as well, as long as you make sure that you're sewing it the correct way. So again, from the inside it will show, from the outside it will show like this. Just want to make sure the zipper tape is centered with the zipper opening. Again, right side up, right side up, right side up, zipper and lining. So now I'm just going to stitch just that straight bottom edge. Definitely should have utilized my double-sided tape for this, just to make it easy on myself. Again, just sewing the straight edge. Okay, this is what you should have after this step. Okay, these are not stitched together, but these are. So the bottom, I know this can get confusing, that's why I'm insisting on showing you how it looks so you have a visual. I've just sewn, come on, there, the bottom, you see the stitch, the bottom, okay? So now you're going to flip it, push this down, the bag of the zipper down, your zipper should be right side down, your lining should be right side down, and now you take the other part of the zipper bag and you place it right sides together with your zipper bag, and you're going to be stitching this here. So let me use some double-sided tape right now because I was complaining that I didn't use it before. I might as well. I'm using the 1/8 of an inch tape, and I'm going to place it as close to the edge of the zipper tape as I can get it. I love 1/8 of an inch for this type of stuff. Because it's not water soluble, it will stay there, so you don't want it to be seen on the outside. Okay, so I just placed my water soluble, my double-sided tape, my DST over there. Peel off the paper, and now I'm going to stick it to the facing. Okay, so now this the zipper is stuck to the facing like so, and I'm bringing the bag now, and that's going to be stuck here as well. So if you want, you can use another piece of double-sided tape on the top edge of the bag, like so. Just again for extra helping hands. Okay, and place it right side of this to the wrong side of the zipper, matching at the edge. Okay, beautiful. So your little sandwich here will have your right side down of the zipper bag and right side down of the facing, and then right side down of the zipper. Not facing, sorry, lining. So now you're gonna go sew from the other side. That's why it's good that I had my double-sided tape. It's all staying in place. I'm going to sew around this U here. So the other edges that we have not sewn before. All around. And when you sew this U, you'll basically be adding the zipper stop as well on the edges, on the sides, because the zipper could have flown off from there, but now it's not going to. Okay. So from the wrong side, it will look like this. You see? And now what you want to do is move your lining away and stitch the sides, just the sides, not the bottom. The bottom will be used to turn the bag. So stitch the sides with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. So this will close the pocket, but not the bottom. We'll use that bottom to turn the bag. Okay, so see, one side, repeat on the other side. Again, moving away the lining part. Excellent. So you have finished the other lining circle. Now it will look like this from the outside, like this from the back, and this again is open. We keep it open. And keep the pocket open too, because then you're gonna forget to open it later on. Set that aside and grab your main piece. So you have two circles. In my case, they're two different colors because the front will get a front pocket that I'll work on right now in the print that's on the back. So I know this is my front pocket, this is my front circle, and this is my back circle. So since it's fresh on your mind right now, the way you did the pocket on the inside, take advantage of that and work on adding the pocket to the back exactly the same way. So you have two zipper pockets, and then you have your zipper facing. Again, you're gonna do the markings. This time it will be a little wider because you're using the number 3 zipper. you're gonna do it exactly the same way we did it for the lining. So I'll let you do that by yourself. This way this video doesn't become extremely long, since it's exactly the same technique, only you're doing it on the outside. So that will be your third circle with the pocket. And lastly, you're going to have to add the pocket, and this is the easy one. You're going to add the pocket to the front. So to add the pocket to the front, easy peasy, you're going to take your exterior slip pocket, main and lining. You're going to put them right sides together. If you want to add piping, now is the time to add piping. And you're going to be stitching just the top with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. There's so much detail and so much nice stuff in all the hardware and the fabric that I didn't think piping was really needed for this step. So now you're going to turn your pocket, lining and main wrong sides together. Give it a good press if you've used woven. I'm using vinyl and waterproof canvas, so a finger press will do. And then top stitch the edge, the straight edge we just did. Perfection. And that I say rarely for the bags. Okay, pocket done. Take your circle. If it has any kind of directional print, follow that. Mine is a beautiful foil, so it could go either way. Place your bag pocket, like the front one, on the bottom, making sure that it's centered and matching the raw edges. Now you're gonna want to stitch along the straight vertical lines and the bottom, so you're basically basting it in place. This stitch will be covered with the handles. I feel like it's not straight. This will be covered with the handle, so I'm not worried about the raw edge. Beautiful. So again, don't worry about the raw edges of the pocket. We will add the handles. So this should be your last circle with the fourth pocket added. That will look like so. I'm going to go ahead and finish my inside pocket right now off camera, so it's not forever, using again the same technique we did for the lining pocket. And I will be right back after, and we'll add the handles to both the front and the back. We are back. We have sewn the outside pocket the same way we did the inside pocket, only this time around we did sew the bottom closed. So now the pocket is a fully functional pocket with a beautiful zipper, and it looks like this. Okay, so let's add the handles. I will add the handles as both convertible backpack and crossbody, because I want to have the option to have both. And I don't know why you wouldn't want that, but if you don't, you know for sure you're not going to want to do the backpack. You're basically doing the same step for both front and back. I'll start with the front, because that is a little easier. And then we'll make one slight change for the back to accommodate the backpack straps. So you want to place your handles like so that they cover the raw edge of the backpack. And I'm just wanting to make sure that the center will be okay. So you want to mark the center of the bag. Just want to make sure they won't be crooked, you know. So center top, and this will help us later on as well. And center bottom. This is the center. That's the center. You want to measure and make sure that the handle center is going to be right where the center of the bag is. Okay. So you can use some double-sided tape, or you can use some clips or some I wouldn't recommend pins unless you use the woven, to add your strap like so. So you want your strap to cover the raw edge and be centered, and it will look like this. So it's covering the raw edge, and on both sides it has the same amount of width. So now we're going to go ahead and stitch a rectangle all around it. And because I know I'm not going to stitch exactly on where my initial stitch was when I created the handle, I'll just stitch right next to it. You can rivets. If you use rivets, now it's the time to add those rivets to the straps. I'm not going to add rivets. The print shines by itself right now. I really don't want to add anything else to it. One side is done. From the inside it will look like this, the rectangle. Just want to make sure that this is cut nicely. So I'm gonna add one extra stitching line, less than 1/8 of an inch, so about 1/16 of an inch away from the edge. Just on the inside here. And because I'm using decorative thread, it just adds a little extra something. Okay, so let's go back to this side. And clip that in place. See, this is why I should have used double-sided tape. I'm telling you, it is the best thing ever. Perfect. I just want to make sure that Everything is centered. Again, even if it's not perfect, it's not the end of the world. You have made yourself a beautiful bag, custom to your liking and your needs. You don't need anything else. And the extra stitching on the side, just to hold on to the pocket better. Gorgeous. My God, this thread is beautiful. So now just remove the excess vinyl around the circle. And your front is ready for assembly. This is what it would look like. This is my center here. Increase the marking. And while I'm at it, I might as well just mark the sides as well. Or no. I don't know if I'm gonna need that. So set that aside for now, and let's work on the back. For the back straps, you will have to add, leave an opening where you'll be putting the backpack strap through. So mark 4 inches on your strap, on the bottom of your strap, like so, on both sides, and you'll know you won't be stitching that part. Okay, let's find the zipper, the center top and center bottom. We will also be using the center markings to add the we'll add our little connector, the one with the rectangle ring or the V-ring, not the ones with the big connectors, like custom connectors. I'm just melting some of this thread. Okay, so this one will go here, and it will be used for the backpack option. My suggestion is to add them no matter what, because you won't be able to go back and add them should you decide to add the backpack strap. If you don't want it, it's just gonna be an extra thing here hanging that you can put your keys on, I don't know, or something. So I wouldn't skip that, honestly, because maybe later on you'll change your mind and you will want to add your backpack option. And it's not going to change the functionality of the bag in any way, shape, or form if you add the backpack steps. Okay, so now, and this time I'm going to use double-sided tape, because last time I didn't and I made my job harder, so why would I do that? Let's make it easier. Okay, so I'm going to add some double-sided tape past the 4-inch marking. On the back. So this is where the 4-inch marking is. So this is what it looks like. And now I'm going to center my strap to the circle. Like so. And using the double-sided tape, I'm just tacking that down, and I'm matching the edge of my strap on the inside to the end of the zipper part. Same thing here. And it will look something like this. This way on the bottom, the corner matches here. So this is what it looks like on the bottom. See, the corner here match the bag bottom. And now we're going to first stitch down along the raw edge of the circle bag. Just the bottom part, okay? Just that. See, double-sided tape is a miracle worker. Now I don't have to worry about this shifting at all. I don't know why I didn't do that for the other part. Okay, so both sides are done. Again, I've stitched just the bottom part, just this. So now I'm going to stitch a rectangle on each strap that will start here where the 4-inch marking is. Okay? Oops. And then I'll go all the way up here. Past the zipper. Pivot. And go all the way here. And then come back down. So I'm starting from the 4-inch marking. Let's move that away. Let's come back here. And cut the excess handle. So your back will look something like this, and the front will look like this. And you have these openings right here where you'll be casing your backpack strap, should you add one later on. Okay, so this is done. Let's start working on the gusset. So your gusset piece is this one. And you want to make sure this one is exactly 22 3/4. 22 3/4. Okay. And then you want your zipper. I have this, look at this gorgeous zipper. Oh my goodness. This is a metallic blue with purple thread with the daydream coil. This is insanely beautiful. And I added a double zipper, the Celebration double zipper to it. And you also need your top zipper panel. And we'll also be grabbing the connectors. So this is what we'll be working on next. So grab your zipper tape and place it on one side of your zipper panel, the right sides together, and stitch it down. Make sure that you move your zipper pulls out of the way, but don't snag them like, because they're gonna fly off. There's no zipper end right now on that thing. Okay, grab your lining and place it the right sides together to the main. This way your zipper will be sandwiched in between. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch right on top of this initial stitch line. Before I forget, let me move my zipper pulls away. And then continue stitching. So now your zipper is attached on one side to the zipper panel. I'm going to top stitch this down with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Gold thread would have worked nicely here too. Okay, let me remove the excess zipper tape here. Okay, set that aside for just a few seconds. We're going to add the connectors, right side down, centered, like on each side of your gusset. These connectors are just a piece of art. If you didn't get any, they're available at Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts. If you want to use just simple D-rings, you can definitely do that. Oops. This is for your crossbody strap. So if you're sure 100% that you're not gonna need a crossbody or a backpack, you can skip these connectors. You can just use it as a handbag, but it's up to you. You know what style bags you like. I'm personally a crossbody, huge tote or a backpack kind of a girl. A handbag is rare for me, and it's never happening at the parks. So this is definitely a project that I plan on taking to the parks. So yeah, that's I'm just trying to make sure I get the right stuff. Okay, so I need the crossbody and the backpack. So now you're going to take your lining, your zipper panel, and you're going to place it right side down on one end and stitch it down. I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't leave any opening. No, okay. Perfect. So you're going to stitch this down with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Go slow when you have your connectors, because you have a few layers there. Okay, and now take your lining, and the last piece you have left. Ooh, isn't it nice when you see an empty box with just the little squares? Okay, so take your lining and place it right sides together to the main, and you're going to stitch on top of this first stitching line. So now we're going to go on the other side and do the same thing. Bring in your zipper panel and place it right sides down here. And now you also have created a zipper ending, which is great because your zipper won't fly off now, your zipper pull. And you're going to bring your lining now right on top of this and create the sandwich again that has the zipper inside. And I'm going to stitch on top of the initial stitching line. We're going to turn this so the right side is out. Oh, this is going to be quite a big bag. It's not a little one. There's another pattern that Ujama Baguette has. It's called the Pearl, and it's this same style bag but in a smaller size if you want a smaller one. I like a big bag in the park, so I don't. I needed to fit my custom tumbler. So I'm just stop stitching right now. on both sides. I'm just doing a top stitch right here. So far so good. It has a lot of steps, this pattern, because it has a lot of pockets, but other than that it's just a gusset, a zipper panel, and 2 circles. Not that complicated, and a handle. So once you start adding pockets after pocket, it becomes more tedious, but not hard, just more steps. Okay, so that's the gusset. Let's start assemble the bag. Okay, let's put this magical bag together. Let's first start with the front. The front is the one with the slip pocket. So I'm setting aside the lining with the slip pocket and the front with the zipper pocket. That's for the back. Now we're going to work with the front. It's important that you don't mix this up, and you'll see why. Because you need this opening to turn this circle. And you won't have it if you don't have this opening right now. So the zipper, the inside zipper pocket, make sure it's open. Mark your centers, the centers of your circles. I'll mark them again right now. The bag is finished with binding on one of the circle and turning right side out on the other circle. So right now we're doing the circle that will not have binding, that will have right sides together and turn. The other circle will have binding. Okay, so I have my corner marked. Let's mark these 2. And we also need to mark the gussets, quarter points. It's very important that we match those correctly to keep the circle. Okay, so for the zipper, I'm not going to snip so it doesn't fray, but I will put a pin, or I can also mark it with my pen if I find it. It's probably on the floor, yeah, it is. When do I not have stuff on the floor? So this is the center of my zipper. Okay, and for the rest I'm gonna do just a few snips. Oops. Okay, here is the center here. And then the center on the bottom. And then I'm going to bring the centers together and mark the quarter points. Okay, so the zipper without any vinyl on it, so the zipper that's by itself, the zipper tape, is the one that goes in the front. So you're going to want to move the handles away. I'll see if I can put them in the pocket like so. This way they're out of the way. And you want to place the zipper center to the center top here. Okay? And match them and put a pin. Then again, right sides together. The quarter points like on the sides, the center bottom. That's why we made those markings, so it's easier to put them together. And now the quarter marking here. So this is where we'll be starting to add a lot of pins. So you want to pin all around right now. We'll use clips. Go slow. There'll be lots of layers. And what you could do to make sure that it doesn't shift while you're sewing, you can stitch those 2 4/4 points at the beginning and then go all the way around, just to make sure those stay in place, they don't shift. You could also add some staples if you're comfortable with that. I'm not a fan, honestly, but a lot of bag makers are. Okay, so this is the circle all pinned together. So now we're going to stitch all around it. Maybe I'll start from the quarter point here. Yeah, we're starting here. Find whichever way it's easier for you to stitch. I find that it's easier if I have the circle on the bottom, but find whatever works for you. Move the zipper pulls away. And go slow. The key to this is definitely going very slow. And where you have your handles on the bottom, you'll have quite a few layers there. So even slower there, because you're moving from a few layers to double the width. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. See, zero bumps, zero waviness, absolutely gorgeous. That's what happens when you keep a constant seam allowance and you go slow. Okay, this is what it looks like from the inside. So now you want to push all this beauty inside here. And we're going to sandwich this right on top. Make sure that this zipper is open because we're going to birth it through here. That's why it's important that this piece goes right here. So now I'm once again matching the quarter points and creating a big sandwich that has the gusset inside. match quarter points and then pin all around, just like we did before. Okay. Again, be mindful of your zipper pulls. You don't want to snag a needle, you don't want to break a needle when you stitch those, around those. And that is quite the big sandwich here. First clip of the day. I'm surprised it lasted this long with all the layers. I expected clips to give in sooner than this. I'm definitely going to be making the guitar strap, but it will be in another video, another time. Today is my husband's birthday, so we're probably going to do something in the afternoon. So the video for the guitar strap won't happen today, but it will happen very soon. In the meantime, you can certainly use your Paraska circle bag as a handbag. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and I'm going to go ahead and stitch all around. Slowly. And move your pocket away, don't catch the pocket in your stitching. Go slow where you have your handles, because you have a lot of layers there. And then careful where your zipper pulls are. I'm trying to feel them with my hand right now. You can't really move the zipper out of the way easily unless you put your hand through this. So I do encourage you to use zipper foot for this step. This way it's easier to maneuver around the zipper end, the zipper pulls. Okay, so this big sandwich is done and looking so pretty, so pretty. Oh, I missed a step here. Before you try turning it, see, I missed a little thing here. No big deal. I can fix it now because I caught it before turning it. Easy. Easy fix if you catch it in time. There you go. Fixed. No big deal. If you want to, you can trim your seam allowance a little bit right now, just to make it look nicer when you turn it. And if you haven't clipped your handles here, this is a good time to do that. Okay, and this is how it looks like right now. Make sure every stitch is done, everything is stitched correctly. You don't want to have missing parts. Like here, I don't see a continuous circle. Okay, because it's easy to fix mistakes before you turn it, then it's a hassle. Okay, so put your hand through the pocket opening and pull your bag. I might try to start with the handles. To turn it right side out. Like so. Use the handle if you want to, because it's definitely helping. This vinyl is performing really nice. And again, the vinyl is interfaced with Geeky Fuse cotton soft, just for extra stability. Oh, so pretty. Push it out so you see that beautiful circle. It is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. We will close this pocket here in just a little bit, but first I need to admire the hard work that we put into this circle. Oh, look how pretty. Let's see if we can top stitch it, because I really would like to top stitch along this side. But we'll see how it handles the top stitching. So for that, I'm going to turn it like so and stitch inside. Because I don't have a freehand industrial machine, or any machine for that matter. I would love a freehand one. So I'm turning it like so, because I would like to top stitch all around. Keep the pocket out of the way. And going very slow, I'll top stitch all around the circle. Move all your hardware away and go very slow. If you're not comfortable right now, you don't have to do this step. don't top stitch through your fingers. Oh, so pretty. Where the handles are, there will be a lot of layers that you'll be top stitching through. So if your machine can handle it, just keep top stitching through the handles, through where the handles are. If it can, then do it. I am pushing it now. I know I'm pushing it. But we'll see how it feels. I'm getting to the other handle now. Oh, yeah. Oh, mama. Zooey mama. I don't know if you guys, if your kids or your little ones watch, I'm hand cranking it because it's easier. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Zooey mama is from there. My kids are on a Diary of a Wimpy Kid train, and it's been a couple of years now. We've seen all the movies, read all the books. So yeah, Zooey mama is from there. I have not lost my mind. Or have I? I did! I made it to the end! Woohoo! Top stitching is done. It looks pretty on the outside, but top stitching doesn't look so pretty on the inside now. But it's the outside that counts, right? She said shallowly. Ah, so pretty. So pretty. So yeah, this part you might consider skipping top stitching these two parts. See? It's hard. It's hard, then it. Oh, this one looks pretty. This one doesn't look that pretty. Oh well, it will do. So this is what it looks like on one side. The other side will be easier because the other side has binding. We're not going to be doing these steps again. Let's close the pocket so we don't forget. You can hand stitch it or you can machine stitch it. I'm just folding it about 1/4 of an inch inside and closing it with my machine. I'm not hand stitching anything. But if I don't do it now, I'll forget. Closed. And push it back inside here. And you're welcome to zip it closed now if you want. Put this little zipper inside. Okay, let's set that aside and bring your other two pieces. But this time around, we're not going to stitch them right sides together. We're going to place them wrong sides together, matching the quarter points that I forgot to put. So matching the quarter points, and this time wrong sides together, we're going to baste this circle in place, just to keep it from shifting when we add I wouldn't skip the basting part because we don't want to have to hold it all in place and it will try to shift, and you might as well just spend 20 seconds now and baste these two layers in place. Now adding this, we're going to be adding this part, this whole back of the bag, to the gusset and the zipper panel, and we're going to be adding it right sides together, the lining. We're going to be pushing the outer like so. Okay, let's put the handle back in the pocket so it's out of the way, and I recommend putting the handle in this pocket as well, just to keep it out of the way. So now we're going to be adding this right sides together, the main to the main. Like so. This time there's no zipper to worry about, but you want to make sure the center and the quarters match first and foremost. And this raw edge that we have here will be finished with a binding. You can use store-bought binding, you can make your own binding just by cutting cotton woven fabric on the bias. If you don't really care, like at all, you can leave it raw on the inside. It's your bag, nobody can tell. I'm just giving you options so you can finish this raw edge. But I won't come and check, I promise. I want this process to be fun and enjoyable, and for you to have a pretty bag at the end of it. If adding a binding is not something that will be somewhat enjoyable to you, just skip it. Leave it raw, no, not a big deal. You can glue some ribbon to it, if anything. With a hot glue gun, you can fold a piece of ribbon in half and glue it all around. There's always options if you don't want to add binding. Now, I wouldn't do that if you were going to sell the bag. I would do it nicely and properly. But if it's just for you, come on, don't be like that at the end. I need you to fit perfectly from beginning to end. Sorry if you hear like a drill outside. My neighbors are doing work on their house and it's getting pretty loud on the outside now. Is this gone? Yes, another one gone. I won't start stitching until I know for sure everything is matching properly. No waviness allowed. Good. Now it's good. So this is all stitched around. So now I'm going to go ahead and stitch with a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance slowly all around. Again, I find it easier to stitch from this side, like with the circle down. But you can do whatever style you prefer. I won't bring another machine into my sewing room, but man, I would love a free arm industrial. Go slow where the handles are. Make sure there's no puckering, no folding. Done. I'm not gonna turn it quite yet because I do want to add the bias tape. But this is what it will look like. Oops, what happened here? Like here it went a little off the grid. This is the bag pretty much done. All we have left to do right now is finish the raw edge here. Prettily. Let me see what I can do here, because I feel like the needle slipped and it made like a little hump there, and I don't like that. Okay, much better. So now you can trim a little bit of the raw edge and add your bias tape. I think I have some cotton woven bias binding that I made. I need to just go look for it. That I made for another project, probably featured on this channel. I should have some purple bias tape, like woven cut on the bias, I mean. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so in my mission to find some bias tape, I found actually some faux that is golden. Well, it's technically yellow, but we'll call it golden, so it works with the colors on the back. This is like a ruler faux, obviously not correctly marked. So I'm going to try to start from the bottom here, just fold it over and do the best that I can to stitch it down in place, just to cover the raw edge. It's not going to be perfect, oh, that's for sure, but just want to cover the raw edge. That's all I want to do. And because it's fold over elastic, it has the elasticity I need to stretch around the circle. So I'm just pulling it taut a little bit. I don't want to stretch it too much, just pulling it. And I'm working straight off the roll. I have not cut it to any size. I'll cut it at the end. Again, I'm trying to make things as easy as possible for me right now. And I'm trying to stitch it all in one shot, which means it's going to be interesting that I need to make sure that I catch both the top and the bottom of the faux in the same stitch. And I can guarantee you it won't be caught everywhere, because that's how it works, but oh well. I just want to cover the raw edge a little bit. Yep, as I suspected, it's not catching on. It might be too narrow, so what I'm going to do in that case, because this is, I think, 5/8 of an inch faux, I'm going to trim the seam allowance a little bit more to make it easier for the faux to go on top. We'll see. And one of these days, I promise you, I will make the guitar strap and show you how to convert this from a backpack to crossbody with the same strap without using any extra straps. I am so tempted right now to just run a lighter through it to seal in the edges and maybe edge coat paint it, and that's it. Call it a day. You have no idea. I will try to be more professional. But I'm telling you, if I would just seal in the edges and edge coat it, or not even, it would be done right now. Okay, I feel like I'm making it so much more complicated for me. Okay, so maybe do it in 2 steps, but the whole point why I did faux is so I don't do it in 2 steps. This is laziness at its best. On my end, on my part. I think I figured it out. I'm just going to fit it as I go, like so, and fold it over. It's definitely easier when the seam allowance is smaller. Because while the faux is 3/8 of an inch, we also have a very thick seam allowance right now because of all the layers. So that's why it wasn't catching it. It's not like I was trying to catch 2 layers in the faux. I was trying to catch 6-8 layers of thick fabric. Might just spit through this part because it's getting to be very long, the video. Can't wait for the big reveal. Just turn it around. Turn it right side out. Getting there, getting there. Almost there, almost there. it is what it is. Whatever is done is done. I am not redoing it. Let me sealing that edge here. For the most part, it's caught, so it's perfect. Okay, so this is what it looks like with minor hiccups. This is what it looks like with the bias, well, with the fold over elastic. So for the big reveal, you just want to turn your bag right side out simply by opening the zipper on both sides. And I love that the bag has a gusset that's not an exact rectangle. It has a nice shape to it. Most of the circle bags that I've seen in various pattern shops have like a straight gusset. I love this one that it's not straight. It gives it a little extra something, you know. All the hardware is singing to me now. It's saying that I lost my mind. Ah, so pretty. So pretty. So pretty. And it's definitely a good size for a backpack. So push your seams like so. It is a big size, it's not a small circle bag. Finished measurements are, so it's about 11 inches, maybe 11 and a half. I'm going to put some what do you call those, clips all around the seams to get it to stay nicely. But first I'll admire it a little bit. This is the handle for the backpack. See, here we have some openings that will case the backpack strap through. For now, it is just a handbag. It is a handbag right now. Oh. And such a gorgeous one. Such a gorgeous one. Look at this. It's so pretty. And see, this is what I was saying. It has like a little shape on the side. It's not just the rectangle on the sides. With my beautiful connectors for whenever I make the straps. For now, they can just be pretty stuff on the sides. I'm going to fix that top stitching there a little bit where it pulls here. But other than that, it is finished. Again, the bag is the Paraska bag from Ujama Baguettes. You can find them on Etsy. I'll link everything I used, including this pattern, which is or will be on sale for Mother's Day very soon. So make sure you check it out. The Celebrate 50 vinyl from Hissy Fit was up for pre-order, but there will be some retail soon, so make sure that you join the Facebook group to keep up to date with all the good stuff coming from Hissy Fit. Wizardry Stitchery and Crafts provided all the hardware, the zippers, and the beautiful connectors and the interfacing that I used. So follow them on Facebook as well to make sure you grab yourself some pretty hardware. Thank you so much for joining me in sewing this beautiful Paraska handbag, and I will see you back here in my next one. Bye!